This is the Commodities and Recycling Report brought to you by BENLEE, the industry leader in roll-off trailers and open-top scrap gondola trailers, as well as Riley and Goldsmith Metal Recycling, the leaders in North Carolina for scrap metal, cardboard, electronics, and junk cars. Today is Tuesday, September 15th, 2015. My name is Greg Brown, President and CEO of the companies. Last week was a week of stabilization at low levels for non-ferrous metals, combined with slipping scrap ferrous prices. U.S. steel production came down a bit last week, so after hitting a multi-month high of a few weeks ago, production has been coming down for the past few weeks. U.S. production rates remain well below last year's level. While oil prices have come up a bit in the past 2 weeks, they remain near 6+ year lows, so U.S. oil rigs, which are a major user of new steel, came down again, meaning they remain at less than half their peak of a year ago. Weak U.S. steel production, combined with weak scrap exports to China and Turkey, have scrap metal prices at yet near new multi-year lows. Scrap steel from new production manufacturing and demolition scrap remain flowing well in the U.S., so there is a possibility that October scrap steel prices could continue their decline. Copper prices have come down a bit in the past couple of days, but they remain up from the low of about 3 weeks ago. The recent announced cutbacks by the second and third largest copper producers in the world have stabilized prices at these very low levels. With last week's data showing China's manufacturing to continue to slow, and with China consuming about half the world's copper, we see no major copper increases coming anytime soon. Looking at this 5-year chart of copper prices, you see copper prices remain near 5-year lows. Copper has been known as Dr. Metal. The health of the economy can be judged by the price of copper. This chart shows the global economy is not healthy, led by China's manufacturing rate has now declined for 6 straight months. China produces about half the world's aluminum and has been exporting large amounts of metal, driving down global aluminum prices. It was released last week that 2 months ago, China dramatically reduced aluminum exports, which explains the recent increase of aluminum prices after hitting multi-year lows. In summary, we have seen some stabilization of copper and aluminum prices due to production cutbacks of raw material. Scrap steel prices could fall a bit further as flows continue to slow into scrapyards, which will stabilize prices. On a sad note, Metallico, one of the largest recycling and scrap companies in the United States, completed their sale last week to a foreign buyer for 60 cents a share. 18 months ago, their shares were trading at over $2.50 a share. To end on a positive note, European car registrations, which are the same as new car sales, increased a terrific 11.5% in August, and U.S. gasoline prices are now below $2 per gallon in some areas, which will help the U.S. economy. All in all, with ferrous prices down again, and non-ferrous near 6+ year lows, last week was yet another tough week in recycling. For current prices, please call us at 919-828-5426 in Raleigh and 919-731-5600 in Goldsboro. We hope that all have a safe and profitable week. Tune in next week for the Commodities and Recycling Report. This is Greg Brown. Again, have a terrific week.